Lights up, mics up. Let's get these likes up. Welcome to another episode of Talking Facts live stream, guys. I'm Charles, your host. What's good? I see the chat is already chatting. What's going on, guys? The chat is already chatting. We are about to have a live one. We going to talk some hip hop. Capricorn baby in the building. What's good? All right, my 20 twins. What's good? Are you ready? We are going to have a good conversation tonight because we're talking about this album from the one and only The Game, right? I don't know if you heard it or not, but we're going to discuss this. It's a whole lot of antics, a lot of nonsense going on. There are video clips we got to get to. It is a lot of things going on with this album. And yes, Kendrick will be discussed. Drake will be discussed. We will be discussing everything about this album. What's good, chat? CNI, what's good? Walter, what's good? Charles escaped the setup yesterday. Shady business going on. Indeed. Diego, what's good? Anime profile picture. How you guys doing? Gang, we going to have a good one. Run the jewels. Run the jewels. Black belt breeze. All right. Mary Brown in the building. She said last night was trash. Indeed it was. All right. Let me see what else going on. I said black belt. I believe I said Diego. Caroline, Mike Lyons, Tizzy, right? Let me see what else going on. Tizzy said, evening, all glad to see Charles survive the Court of the Owls. Light work. DJ Maker say, what's good? Maker, DJ said, get your ass in here. You got a show to do. Well, we here. MJ Rules. We running Jules. All right. Darius said, Charles is back from the room where it almost happened. Indeed. Let's lock in. I don't know if y'all saw my video earlier describing my adventures over there in OVO land, right? The adventure that I didn't know I was taking. Okay, but I took the adventure. I did a video about it, right? Not gonna waste a lot of time on that. I got a video that I dropped earlier today. You can go watch that and see what went down and went on, right? Oh, but we gonna deal with that, okay? We're gonna deal with that, all right? We handled our business last night and we will handle it again. Bethany, what's good? Guys, do you know that The Game dropped an album? Oh, yeah, and it's full of distance. Listen, it's lightweight distance. Let's just get to the chase. Let's just cut to the chase. I listened to the whole thing and let it play. Let it come back on and kept listening, guys. Let's get to that. Let's get to the album, guys. First, we're gonna get to the album, then we're gonna get to the antics. We're gonna get to the songs. We got a lot of features, to discuss. Okay, Kanye's on there, RJ, Mr. LA, Lil Wayne's on there, Snoop Dogg, Cool and Dre. All right, Mike and Keys, Drake, right? Draco the Ruler. Okay, Leon Thomas, Party Next Door. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's the one song, guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck, gang. We gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think that's the only song I skipped on here, right? Like skip, couldn't finish. All right, just keeping it a buck. Sorry. Okay, Baby, featuring Kalen FRFR and Harmony J. I don't know if you guys heard the album. Let me know in the chat if you heard the album. Jazzy One, what's good? Tayanka, what's good? Queen B. Okay. Let's get it. We're going to have a good one with this one. Ms. Hummer said they're in the Discord. Salute to the Discord. The whole Discord. Bethany running Jules. Right? Sassy said they don't want us to come. Listen, we going to be all right. All right? We chilling. We chilling tonight. We staying focused. Girly Jock, what's good? Holly Rod Superfly. The replay game. Yes. We're going to spin the block. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it, guys. We're gonna get to that in the future. But I want this to be a real clean, educational video. I want to stay focused. And what I want to do is talk about these songs because I heard this, guys. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm gonna do my first things first. My grade, I'm going to give it a grade. I'm going to give it a grade. C minus. I'm going to give it a C minus. All right? Let me get that out the way. For all the people that want to know what I think, C minus. All right? It is what it is, right? CNI said I skimmed that album 3-minute style. Okay. Mike Line said I listened to it last night. Love Child said I listened. It was all right, guys. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. And I don't want to. People will think I'm hating or whatever. So I just want to say this, right? Queen B with the jewels. I just want to say this. I love West Coast music. I should have liked this better. It has its highs and its lows. All right. It gets good, and then it takes a dip, and then it gets good. It's some really good records on here. Okay. And there's some records that take me right out. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Okay. So it's like I said, like the last record, the last album that Game dropped with the Eminem disc, I did a review on my other channel. I said the album was good if you take away the Eminem disc. So this ain't bias, guys. This is not bias. This is, I really listen to this thing to like it. And I like hard West Coast shit. I like it, right? End of the day, I wanted to like it more. And I listened to it more than once, but I gave it a chance. I'm not saying it's bad, but what I'm saying is I kind of, when it's good, guys. I just got to say that. When it's good, it's good. ENT said that Wayne verse was buns. Some of this stuff didn't live up to what I thought. I'm gonna keep it above. Right? Holly Rod said, I ain't listening to that, but somebody got to do it, gang. I listened to the disses. I want to talk about the disses. I'm gonna talk about everything. To me, when I was on that platform last night with Chick Smooth, and they were talking about the disses for this album, I said it last night, and I'm gonna say it now. I didn't think they were. I thought they were light. They're not nothing you need to respond to. I don't think he really dissed Dot like that. Of course, he playing with words and he's being ambiguous, and he's trying to act like, oh, I'm not. Who am I talking about? I'm not talking about no. It's like he's trying to bait him with the low hanging fruit, but it's still subs that's okay. We hear the sub, but it's not nothing to make somebody go in the booth, right? And the dudes on the show last night was trying to hype it. No, he got to go in the booth. Kendrick got it, but they say that about anything, anybody and anything. Oh, Kendrick got to go in the booth. Nah. I'm like, gang, like you really can't. Then I said, so tell me the disses that was. Well, I can't remember them all. Well, then what we talking about? Like, if you can't remember the disses, then how good are they? Okay, so it's like, how you gonna come and say he got to go in the booth, but you can't give me the punchline that's making him run to the booth? So to me, I listened to it, and I'm going to get to it, but let me quote Deleted. Deleted wrote something, right? And Deleted did make a point, but it's still not enough to run in the booth. Now, Deleted wrote this on his Twitter, and I thought this was interesting. He said, after a few spins, it sounds like, mind you, he did like the album. I'm going to keep it a buck. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Deleted liked it. But he said, after a few spins, it sounds like the game is mocking Kendrick. The delivery and flow and how he's being overly dramatic with his words, especially the walk in the beginning, sound like Dot's whoa. He is mocking him, gang. I'm keeping it a buck. He is mocking him. Okay. He's trying to antagonize him. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Okay. Let me continue. Also, the way the game said twin, mocking Dart's Cardi is my evil twin. I agree with that. But again, this is all poking. It's like somebody poking low-key, trying to annoy you low-key. I'm going to keep it a buck. Let me finish. Dot said, pandering to choose a side, let me do it for you. The game, niggas say pick a side, then I'm picking homicide. Right? They correlate, it's correlating with that. Is he trolling or being funny on purpose? The game doesn't rap like this normally. It seems deliberate and forced. What y'all thinking? What the F is going on right now? And he's right. He's trying to kick up a little dust. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Capricorn, I got Rhapsody's album on deck. I've been promoting Rhapsody's album all day, so I'm gonna be listening to Rhapsody's album tomorrow. Rhapsody's album's out, guys. Go listen to Rhapsody. Right? God got an afro. But to me, I'm listening to the album. Let's talk about it. to me, it gets better. It gets where it starts to peak is at 40 Nights with Kanye. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think them beats right there, the beats back to back right there, that's when he starts to get soulful, this, that, and the third. Right? So Love It or Hate It with Snoop. Genius starts it off. Love It or Hate It with Snoop. Love It or Hate It with Snoop is all, it ain't nothing but the Hate It or Love It beat. They just rapped over the Hate It or Love It beat. So I can't like that. That song is like, how am I going to like that, right? I can't like that song. Just it's very skippable. Okay? It's very skippable. I'm going to keep it a buck. So some of the stuff like Steppers with Lil Wayne, like the chat is saying, I'm gonna be honest, Wayne verse is like, I don't know. Right? And I'm not gonna sit there and nitpick on all these songs. But like I said, it has its highs and lows. It gets really good. I'm gonna be honest. It has some good songs like Meet the Parents. To me, that was a good record to me. Okay, if I'm gonna name some records, that's good. And personally, even though the disses are on LA Monster, I thought the LA Monster was a good record. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That No Breaks one, I can't get jiggy with. That's just me, and that's not because Drake is on it. I listened to it 3-4 times. I'm trying to find a way to like it. The album. That one I wasn't gonna like that one really anyway because I don't think the beat is that strong. That's just me. But it's some songs on here that's rocking. Like I said, it's not bad, but it ain't great. It's not, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep it like that. Girly Jock said Game wants Kendrick's success and he wants his artistic ability. So I'm trying to be fair, right? It does have a feel where it does reach a GNX. Is quite a bit of GNX-ish type of stuff on here, quite a bit. Even when it got some of the guys that's on GNX, he got Lefty Gunplay, he got AZ Chike on here. So it does have its GNX. It's about at least 5-6 songs on here that feel like GNX. Keep it a buck, right? He got The Cookout with Larry June. I like Larry June. So therefore, I like that record. And Game recognized Game featuring Marsha Ambrosia and Cella V. Good record, because she had a beautiful voice. It's just a good record, all right? So end of the day, it's stuff going on, right? Mike said, I like LA Monster as well. And Rob Justice said LA Monster was dope. So I'm not going to sit here in front and when stuff is good, I'm going to say it's good. And when it's not, I'm going to say it's not. So like I said, the album to me, C-. And before I move on from that review, the reason I say C-, I'm just going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it a buck. Because he did branch out on like Meet the Parents, this, that, and third, and said some really deep stuff. But it's almost we've all this different ways to bang and this, that, and the third. After a while, you like, I've heard this over and over. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. And after a while, you start to be like, okay, you know what I mean? We get it. Gang is the toughest nigga. He'll shoot you, da-da-da. We get that after a while. You know what I mean? And it's cool, but sometimes it's like after a while, it's like, all right, we need something else. Just saying, right? Wax said AZ Chike pulled the song. Okay. I didn't know that. That's news. So I didn't know AZ Chike pulled the song. He still put it out. But they can stop it. They can stop it with the distributor. They can make the distributor pull the whole album down. All right. Let me read this breakdown, and we're going to get there. This is the documentary, too. It's a breakdown of the album by Tally Spencer. It's real short, but I want to read this so we can be on the same page and have the insight of what's going on, right? Karen said, no breaks. Hey, chat, no breaks. The third installation of Game's classic album, the documentary, has arrived. The Game adds another chapter to one of the most defining series of his career with the documentary 3. The project serves as his 11th studio album and follows 2005's The Documentary and his 2015 sequel, The Documentary 2. All right? Game had revealed through interviews that he wanted to revisit the series 2 decades after the project that helped establish him as a major voice in West Coast hip-hop. The Compton rapper has kept anticipation building in the years since. He recently battled fellow Compton native YG in the Verses, where the night was very memorable to say the least. The two also linked for the single Red People, And then later, Game confirmed that YG would appear in the documentary 3. With the third installment, Game looks to continue the legacy of a series that has now followed him through more than 20 years of his career. Without a doubt, that's worthy of congratulations to have a 20-year career, right? I'm Around said Game fall off must be studied. He had the best producer from Dre, and then sonically, he had M and 50. He chose to be lame. Game, like I said, he's doing with Dot. He does a lot of, he's back and forth, and I think he turns people off. And I think people get sick of it. They already said Dre will stop taking your calls altogether. You just can't get in touch with Dre. After a while, he just boom. It is what it is, right? Girly Jock said, way to go, AZ. Nash running the jewels. I appreciate you, Nash, running those jewels. All right. Clean Black Sneaker said the game need to shame. Why is he intertwining all this BS? Bad timing as usual. All right. Whack 100 this AZ Chike. Shaking my head. That's CNI. Let me see who else running jewels so we can continue with this album. Crown K in the building. All right. King Joe in the building. What's good? A lot of people listening to Rhapsody. Make sure you go check out that Rhapsody. So, gang, there's so much going on. Like when I got in the title, the bars and the antics, guys. It's a lot of bars. It's a lot of antics. A lot of antics. Okay. But let me finish up with this. I think we did all the track list, and we talked about the album itself, right? The 24-track project comes loaded with major names from across Game's career in the current West Coast scene. Drake, Ye, Snoop, Lil Wayne, Tyga. I thought Tyga's verse was kind of weak. I'm going to keep it a buck. Party Next Door, YG, Leon Thomas. Leon Thomas did a good job. Black Thought and Larry June are among the guests. Alongside Draco the Ruler, Lefty Gunplay, AZ Chike, RJ, Mr. LA, and longtime collaborators Mike and Keys. All right, there's others on there too. Luciano, E40's on there. I was happy to hear E40, right? And that was another thing, guys. And I know this is gonna sound nitpicky. And there's a thin line to me. And I know I might catch heat, but after a while, it's almost too much retro tracks, almost too much going backwards, because Game does pay homage. He redoes a lot of Easy E tracks, E4, and after a while, to me, it's almost we need a new sound. It can't always be old retro stuff. And I know people gonna be like, well, Charles, you like the other shit, but I felt it's almost overly retro. Just my opinion. I'm thinking like, okay, we need to. It can't always be the premise of a song that already happened, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? Miss Hum is in the building. 2K said the album is trash, right? Elevated Gamer said Denzel Curry dropping an album today. It's really good. I'm gonna get into what Denzel Curry said. There's a clip on Twitter of him saying that the old heads are responsible for the current state of hip hop because of how we treated the young people. And we're going to get to that in another video, right? We're going to examine what he said. I'm Around said, why did he lie about the Drake feature for algorithm pull? Nobody talking about that, like that Drake don't even rock with that boy gang. Let's talk about that. So if you have heard the album or you've heard the song, a lot of you have probably heard that song on social media. It's called No Breaks with Drake. A lot of people are expecting to hear Drake verse. There is no Drake verse. It is almost an ad lib. They took an ad lib and made it into a hook. Some people say it's a hook. Some people say it's an ad lib, right? I have not seen one OVO fan that doesn't like that record. I'm going to keep it a buck. Not even one. Haven't seen one. They all seem to like it. It's like marching orders. They seem to like that record, right? But like I said, it's almost like it almost could be popping, but to me, I just yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I feel like the album could have been shorter. Some of that stuff is fillers, right? And some of that stuff is almost trying too hard. You can tell the songs he really like is the songs he really, really raps on. The other ones where it's like, I'm trying to do this for the algorithm, you could tell those too. Like the Party Next Door record, like that one to me, it just to me, it just so, it was just too try hard almost to me. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it. I like that song. I didn't even let it finish. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But like I said, when it gets really good, it gets really good. I'm just a soul sample guy. I like backpack type of samples. So that's just me, right? And some of the soul sample stuff was good. Some of the hard West Coast stuff was good, but it almost felt like Game is coasting at this point. And when he's in his bag is when he's doing the more personal stuff about his childhood and his family. That's not the third. But when you could tell when he's coasting, he just gonna stick a gun in your face, rob you. You don't talk some LA politics, and that's it. So it's like he's a better rapper. He kind of coast in his comfort zone. All right, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And it gotta have some replay value and to make you want to keep hearing it. It is what it is. Tony Bell said the album is good, but it does get repetitive. Same old red Cincinnati hat, red rag, same Drake bar in almost half the songs. Yes, it gets repetitive with the subject matter. There's these baiting lines that dot. These Drake lines is Drake and dot, and then you get a random Dr. Dre line, random 50 Cent line, that's his life. He's telling his story. But it is what it is because we've heard all that. All right? Bayou said, Drake, that's my 20. The Game used 3 Little Pig bars from the 15th century, not by the head of my chinny chin chin. Come on, fam. So Bayou was not impressed. Like I said, sometimes he coasts. These are honest, this is an honest opinion. It is what it is, right? Bayou said the Game corny. And that car on the cover, right? People are talking about that car. I'm going to get to that. So the car, right? The car is, all right, let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. Because there is a car on the cover. I want to get to that because some people are feeling away, right? Some people are feeling away about this cover art. Now, they're saying that the Game is once again sticking it to Dot, trying to bait him and goad him into some nonsense, which is what he is doing in a lot of ways. But it's not a G. Now, some people are going to say, Charles, it's not a GNX car, right? They're going to say it's just a car, right? But this is the car on the cover of the No Brakes album, single with Drake, right? It is an old, I believe, what is it, a Chevy? We know, guys, that Game plays games, mental games. Game sit back and enjoy stuff like this. Kendrick has a car on the cover. So Game takes an old beat up, what appears to be an Impala, guys. Is this an Impala? Right? And there's no wheels on it. It's old. It's beat up. Now, that's on the cover, No Brakes. It can be interpreted as, okay, Charles is just a car with no brakes. Give it a rest. Charles. You guys always reaching. Right? Or it can be a dig saying the car is symbolizing what is supposed to be insinuated as Kendrick's GNX car, and it's just dirty, it's busted, it's old, right? So it's a million ways to take it, and it's up to the listener to interpret it, and that is my point. If we still gotta keep trying to interpret your message, is he this and is he not? There's a problem because you're not really getting the message across that we need a battle. And to me, I still don't think this is enough. Not to mention, he keeps saying, I don't have no problems with Dot. And there's a rumor that they're going in the studio together. We're going to get to all that, gang. Like I said, it's bars and it's antics. So let's get to, we're going to get to this. We're going to get to this. Let's get to the bars. The Kendrick Lamar is multiple bars, right? And like I said, to me, none of them require a response. If you want to make it into a beef, then you're going to reach and say nah, right? But let's get to that, right? Fresh Culture said, I take it as a direct diss because if anyone remembers, Kendrick was driving a 64 Impala through Nickerson on the old Black Hippie vlogs, okay? There's always a lot of history with this stuff that these guys do. All right, let me get to the, I know I missed some jewels. I don't want to miss some jewels while we talk about all these antics. Gang, it's a lot going on. He said a lot of things, guys. He even was chilling with Dean the Great down another bottle of Don Julio, guys. And this time it didn't work out for him. He downed a bottle of Don Julio, got sick, threw up, and was toasted. On stream, we got video of it. We're going to watch. Gang, it's a lot of antics going on. That's why I titled this Bars and Antics. He approached Brandy and them. Approached Adrian Broner for talking to Brandy crazy. Gang, a lot is happening. All right, Jack Dan's in the building. Bev Pointer, I appreciate you for running them jewels. Thank you. Run the jewels. Support the channel, guys. I appreciate you running the jewels. All right. So, No Handle said a direct diss is a direct diss, not a pick of a Chevy. Okay. So what I'm looking at it is right now, I'm seeing that there was a lot of things said. Some of them people caught, some of them people missed. Let me read this article. All right, this is on Hot New Hip Hop as well. The game addresses Kendrick Lamar multiple times on the documentary 3 by Alexander Cole. The game just put out the documentary 3, and there are plenty of bars about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. There have been bubbling tensions between the game and Kendrick Lamar. It's not between the game and Kendrick. It's the game to Kendrick. It ain't back and forth, guys. It ain't back and forth. It's the game to Kendrick. That's it. And they want to act like they're not there. Let me continue. As of late, although it has mostly been one-sided, on numerous occasions, Game has pledged his allegiance to Drake, which has made fans question whether or not there is some serious animosity for K. Dot. It is. You're not going to play with a man this much. You're not going to play with a man this much, right? Unless there is some animosity. But he did this with Eminem, guys. You got to remember. He has multiple times where he's praised Eminem. Then when it was time to release that album, he came out with a 10-minute diss record of Eminem, to which Eminem did not respond. All right? A lot of these antics are for clicks, views, spins, and to be in the algorithm. And we already know that. We understand the play. Let me continue. On Thursday, the game kind of came out of nowhere and surprised fans with an announcement. The documentary 3 will be coming out at midnight. Furthermore, DJ Academics previewed a new song called No Breaks, which featured Drake. Immediately, fans saw this as a not-so-subtle dig at Lamar. As it turns out, Kendrick is addressed numerous times in the song. Take the track L.A. Monster, where Game references the Boogeyman and a G and X. So let's talk about that. Quote, I ain't got no problem with the Boogeyman, and he ain't got no problem with me, because I'm a L.A. monster, right? The Game raps. Then he goes on the spit. I might drive the roads today. The G and X scare the hoes away. That is a diss, but it's light, right? You can interpret it as maybe it's a diss. Maybe you talk about his G and X. But we get it. We get it, gang. We get it. We get it. Pepper Jones said the Game and Lupe going outside with the one-sided beefs. All right? He also throws another subtle jab in the song with a line that says, quote, you can ask the boy who the man is. Shit gets scandalous. He said, you can ask the boy who is, that's Drake's nickname, who the man is. They call K. Dot the man, but he's talking about, no, you can ask Drake who the man is. We're led to assume that he's the man and not Dot, who I believe they used to call him Man. If I'm not mistaken, right? Let me continue. Subsequently on the song, The Pen, the game addresses people saying he is beefing with Kendrick. The rapper seems to disagree with that premise. Elsewhere in the song, he praises his own pen game while also referencing Dr. Dre and 50 Cent. Quote, like Dr. Dre on the beat. Yeah, I'm back with that sound. They say I'm beefing with Kendrick. How the fuck do that sound? Because I'm feeling like 50 when he made Back Down. They say 50 made me, tell him make me again. I kick myself out the group and make them hate me again. So what he just said was, they say I'm beefing with Kendrick. How the fuck do that sound? So right there, he's once again insinuating there is no beef, right? He's insinuating, nah, ain't no way. Because he said on LA Monster that he let me get that quote right. I ain't got no problem with the boogeyman, and he ain't got no problem with me because I'm a LA Monster. And then he said the line about, where's that one about the, I'll get to it. It's in here somewhere. But there's another line where he's talking about Dot on Jesus. The game delves into his relationship with Drake and how he's never going to be forced into picking sides again. He mentions GNX, which suggests there is, in fact, some resentment. Quote, I say Drake the homie. Y'all say it's treason. Want me to pick sides while y'all dick ride. When you're from the west side, you ain't got to pick sides. Then he goes on to say, I draw lead, erase you N-words. Put that on God. It's me against all odds. I'll pop the steering column on the GNX and wait for niggas. So I know I read that wrong, but he's talking about pop the steering column on the G and X. Once again, another G and X reference, right? Still taking light digs that can be interpreted in different ways, right? Like the Boogeyman reference, because they call Dr. Boogeyman, this, that, and the third, right? He said he ain't got no problem with the Boogeyman because he's an LA monster, right? So it's like I don't have no problem with him because I am a monster too. And he never going to have a problem with me. It's a whole lot going on, right? He says a lot of things that can be taken a lot of ways, right? One Odd Layer said Snoop was dissing Kendrick on the album too. I don't think Snoop would ever diss Kendrick. I don't know that bar. You would have to tell me that bar. But Snoop be talking, he just saying stuff, and it can be interpreted 100 ways. Snoop is one of the most vague rappers you will ever hear, and a lot of people write Snoop's raps. So even if he did low-key diss Kendrick, Snoop be just reading off a paper half the time. Keep it a buck. He let everybody write his raps. Half the time, I don't even know if he know what that stuff be meaning. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Now, if he did diss him, I don't even know if it mattered at this point. If Snoop throwing shots, nobody's going to really waste time battling Snoop. Let's keep it a buck. He about not. How about not mentioning any names and make good music? I'm with you. To DC Bree, I'm with you. But I guess I put that on my Twitter. I said Game didn't need these antics. He could have just dropped the album. People would have listened to it. I said we would listen to it. Somebody was like, no, y'all wouldn't have. So he probably feel the same way. Like they're not going to listen to it, right? What's good, dope boy in the building? Salute. Appreciate you. All right, he said, I told you about them Drake fans over there. He did before the live went live last night. Dope Boy said, man, there's too much Drake in here. I didn't know what he meant till about 10, 20 minutes in. All right. Salute the Dope Boy. I appreciate you, my guy. Right? Shout out. Shout out to Dope Boy. All right. So Bayou said Crips killed they own. Y'all talking about Crips in here? What's going on? I don't know what the chat doing now. B Lover said Snoop not loyal to nobody. All right. Tupac told us about Snoop a long time ago. Oh, we getting into some Snoop conversation. All right. Worthy Juan said no, we would not. Yeah, listen. I think that's true. I think these antics, and it's sad to say we shouldn't encourage this shit, but I think the antics really are necessary. I want to believe that hip hop will listen to it, but I don't know for sure. I think the antics almost might be necessary, guys, and that's sad. That's sad, guys. I'm going to keep it a buck. That's actually sad. Kylie said, I think Game, Drake, and Lupe spent every spare moment every waking moment writing Kendrick diss tracks they all dream about, right? Lupe just went a little bit viral. Out of Dialogue put a video clip of him up talking about basically some against people renting things as opposed to owning them. Some I was like, Lupe's back. I shared it. I don't even remember what it was. I might do a video on it. I might not. But Lupe back out here, got his phone back out, and he's just bugging out, just doing his opinion thing again. All right. So that's it on the bars. Guys, I'm telling you, it's really light. The bar's really light. And Jay Roebuck last night, Drake's accountant, was telling us, nah, Kendrick is the most coddled rapper in history. You guys coddle him. Why he's the only rapper that don't got to respond. That's one of the ways they tried to get me last night, talking about why doesn't Kendrick have to respond when Drake responds to everybody? He never backed down, and the comments lit up. Drake never ducked the battle. He never ducks beef. Why does Kendrick get a pass? Oh, it went crazy in the comments, gang. It was full on OVO last night, gang. I'm keeping a buck with you. So it was maddening to try to talk sense with these people. So at some point you just give up. But he don't have to respond. These disses are very light. He don't got to make a full on record. And if he do, he can throw a line. Which I see. Let me just say this. I see Dot. He probably will throw a line, guys. He might address it. He might throw 4 bars at this shit and keep it pushing. But he is not going to sit there. This is just my opinion. This motherfucker could come out with a whole record tomorrow. I don't know. But he's not going to sit there with no whole lot of a whole record. We're not getting no meet the grams about the game. Because it ain't worth it. All Game going to do is use that as fuel for 2 years. Writing rhymes about you. Holy Rod said the Game doesn't have one song without name dropping some other famous people in the bars. All right. So listen, man. I'm gonna keep it pushing because that's all the bars, right? It says these bars are being analyzed by fans this morning, and there is now a conversation about whether or not Kendrick should respond. Right now, they're gonna gas it. Right, we even got so far in the live last night that they were gassing that he should have, but we knew this, that he should have he should have responded to Joey Badass, but they've been gassing that last time. They gassed that Joey Badass shit and then didn't go out and support Joey Badass album. This is the most MAGA shit ever. Gas you up and then don't come support you. Right? Joey Badass shit did what, 6K? All that gassing. They was gassing this dude for 2 weeks straight. Yeah, Joey, get him, Joey. They were saying that Joey beat the whole West Coast by himself. Right? And I'm going to say it again. You guys killed me when I said Joey won. Oh, yeah, I ain't never seen some of y'all this mad. Some of y'all with my comments, a lot of women too. F that, Charles. Joey did not win that battle. Don't you do this. Don't make me unsubscribe. I ain't seen y'all get that mad ever. That was one of my, I think that might have been one of my most divisive times when I said Joey Badass won that battle against Ray Vaughn. And what's homeboy's name? Daylight, right? And Daylight just shut it down. He did his rhyme. He did his song. After the video, he shut it down. He came out, shut the whole battle down. So the Joey Badass thing, and I was saying that last night, that it wasn't real because Joey Badass put Ab Soul on his tour right after the battle ended. It was never real, and TDE knew it. Cat Williams said, I almost unsubbed. I told you, Cat almost unsubbed. I almost lost Cat, gang. I got a couple videos that I've lost people, gang. I'm going to keep it a buck. When I said Joey Badass won that battle, oh boy. And there was a lot more women mad about that. I was surprised. I would have thought they would have been rocking with Joey. No. They was not having it, and they was letting me know in no uncertain terms, don't you ever in your life say anything bad like that. Yeah, so end of the day, those OVO guys, they keep saying that Doc gotta respond. This is an autopilot, right? They're on autopilot with it. So they're gonna say that he gotta respond to this. But this stuff to me, guys, what I learned to you right now is light. And some of it can be even said it is not even a diss at all. Right? At all. 2DC Bree said, I'm from the Bay and I even thought Joey won. I'm not gonna spark this up, guys. I'm not gonna spark this up. Right? Keisha said, have you talked about Wack getting that chike for removing the song? I haven't got that far yet. All right? I haven't got that far yet. So let me get to this. So those was the disses. Like I said, I think the disses were pretty light and you can interpret them However, right? Holly Ross said, "Yeah, Charles, that was one of your few bad takes. Joey ain't win that battle." See, it's one of these things where it is what it is. It is what it is. Whack and academics running this game wrote out Chike no better. All right. So end of the day, I don't think he got to respond to this either. I think you will. I'm going to say this: you will get a type of mark whacked out murals type of response, a rhyme within a rhyme within a rhyme, and he keeps going. You might get that where he addresses game, but I'm telling you right now, gang, and I'm telling Dot and anybody else, if he addressed this guy in any way, that's what he's looking for. That's what he's looking for. I got a video I made up. It might have been last year when the game first. I don't know. I don't know if it was last year. It was a couple months ago when the game first did it. I did a whole video. I said, Dot, please don't respond. When he first did it on them DJ Drama albums, mixtapes. I said, Dot, he's baiting you. Please don't. I don't want nothing to do with this. It's not worth it. Right? It ain't worth it. Chike ain't gotta know, Nathan. Name one whack artist with a Grammy. So they're talking about Whack 100 and Chike in the chat. All right. People just miss Kendrick and the views he gives them. Okay. Karen said, nope, I didn't like Joey's raps. Diego said, I think Ray won, but everyone has their opinions. Chike's Packed Up is a certified banger. All right. So there's a lot going on in the comments. Kylie said, I think he did respond in push-ups, but the rap battle between them never turned into a full direct combat. The focus shifted to Kendrick. I don't know which one y'all talking about with that comment. All right. So next up, right? What else is going on with this thing? Whack 100, right? His conversation with academics, that's going viral to whatever degree. And he's trying to say, and I don't know if you guys believe this, right? 87 straight running the jewels. Appreciate you for running them jewels. Keep the channel alive. Miss Rock Kitty tapped in. All right. Who else running these jewels? Let me see. Marcus Crossley running the jewels. All right. So we gonna keep this rolling. Whack 100. Right. He says that he has a great relationship with the game. And I'm going to read this article and we're going to talk about it because he's saying something really, really crazy. Whack 100's conversation with academics comes amid a beef renewed and speculation between the game and Kendrick Lamar. HTTR running the jewels. I appreciate you. Whack 100 has had a great relationship with the game for years, whether as just a friendship or as his manager and business partner. As such, it's no surprise Whack has some important distinctions to make amid the renewed beef speculation regarding his clients and Kendrick Lamar. I thought Game fired Whack. Game referenced K-Dot multiple times throughout his new album, The Documentary 3, which includes a Drake feature and a lot of Los Angeles love. Some fans took these references as just that, whereas others think the Compton MC is literally going at his Compton counterpart. All right? As for the music executive, Whack spoke to DJ Academics during Act's live stream as caught by cousin Tino on Twitter. During their conversation, Academics refused to believe Whack 100's claim about the two LA MCs having plans to meet in the studio just a few days from now. So Whack 100 told Academics that the game and K-Dot are meeting in the studio in 3 days. That's what's going on. It is antics and nonsense going on, guys. All right. Let me get to this super chat. If I miss one, let me know. CNI in the super chat. I feel like the game is so hungry for beef. Kendrick could say anything and the gang would think he's talking about him. That is a fact. He's going to soak up anything. He's going to make anything about himself. That's what he's waiting for. So let me continue. Now, I don't know if you guys even want to continue this because do you believe that this is possible? That Dot is going to go shake hands with the game in the studio 3 days and do a record. This is Whack 100. Now, Whack has been very wrong in the past about certain things. And Whack has made, let's be honest, some very serious accusations about this, that, and the third that have never manifested, guys. He had hard drives on people. He's had sex tapes on people. whole lot of nonsense, right? Whole lot of bad rumors that he said about people and Nipsey and other people. So Wack, you got to take Wack with a grain of salt. As a matter of fact, somebody in the chat could tell me when Wack actually was right, like really something he said was legit, right? Salute. I ain't got no problem with Wack, but I'm just calling it like it is. All right, let me continue. Academics didn't believe this and even wanted to bet against it. But Wack pressed on. The only way to know for sure is to wait a few days and see if we get any footage or releases. All right. So it is what it is. Now, Game responded on Twitter, apparently, right? Or his Instagram, about people saying that he's dissing him, right? Tip said, where is Richie? Yeah, where is Richie? Richie only come in the morning show, though. He don't really be at nighttime. Richie be shaking and baking outside at night, gang. Gonna keep it a buck. Richie's our West Coast home. He's always tapping in. But let me continue. The most important thing to note about all of this is the Game responding to this Kendrick Lamar speculation. He reacted via Instagram to a social media user calling him out for allegedly dissing the PG Lane creative and calling for more LA unity. Quote, ain't this nobody on that song, right? Loud for nothing. The West Coast lyricist wrote, right? He said, loud for nothing ass, and then he put a ninja emoji. All right? So Game is saying, I ain't diss him. You loud, you wrong. Mind your business. Shut your mouth. You internet troll, right? So let me finish. Kendrick Lamar's affiliates have also denied the beef with the Game, whether it's by claiming he didn't diss Lamar. Like, I mean, they very light references. They're not diss. To me, they're not disses. They low key. You can say it's a diss, but they're so light, it's not even worth responding. But they're saying that he's not dissing Lamar on his new material, or they're downplaying any serious tension between him and TDE. Still, there's a lot of mixed signals, and many fans still aren't convinced. At this point, we don't know what it would take for this to die down, but a studio session between Game and Kendrick seems like the best bet. Gang, I want to see the comments. I want to see what you guys are saying. Do you think that there is a song in the works? And this is my Star Wars cup I was sipping through last night. They was pretty adamant. They was pretty heated about me sipping my cup. They were saying, Pops need to go take his herbal tea somewhere and sit down. Oh yeah, they was pretty upset with me sipping my cup. It's water, gang. It's all water. I've been drinking water. It's not herbal tea, sis. It's not herbal tea. I drink herbal tea too, though. You should too, sis. Right? Girly Jock, what's good? Salutes, Girly Jock, for the super chat. Game, go pay that woman her money. That part. Well, listen, she already, guys, I don't know if you know, but that woman that he owes that money already owns the record label. Already owns it. She don't got to go get her money. She owns that label. Judge gave it to her. I don't know if y'all know that. Judge gave her that label, guys. It's a fact. Look it up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that the judge gave that girl his label about a year or two ago. More than that, probably. So she getting her money, Girly Jock. All right. HTTR said, Roebuck my guy, but he was reaching last night. That wasn't no diss. He was definitely reaching, trying to, and he didn't even know. I said, well, what did he say? He's like, I don't remember offhand. But he was adamant, gang. This how it goes over there. He was adamant that it was a diss. I said, well, what? Tell me what he said. He said, well, I don't have the lyrics offhand. Oh, yeah. But over in OVO land, Charles got cooked. According to them, Charles got cooked. Right. Okay, sure. Let me keep this pushing. The Game the type of dude to have a burner account on different social media platforms. Yeah, Finsters, right? I'm sure he might be in here lurking like Lupe, right? No Handle said, Charles, were the references on the Game DJ Drama mixtape more than the ones on this current album? I believe so. I believe that the references, and I said that last night, I believe that what he said on the other mixtape, that I'm the king of Compton, ain't no doubt about it, and the nigga you think is king ain't gonna do nothing about it. That's harder than everything on here. And that is a 100% diss. Because he's talking to you and him, right? He's talking to you, him, and whoever. That was hard. This stuff is light. It's very light, right? Not like Austin Powers. Very tight. No, who says that? Very tight, very tight. Not that. This is very light. Right? Diego says Star Wars legendary. The Sith were on that beat. Yes, it's Sith. It was on some Darth Vader shit last night. Sith lords and everything in that bitch. The rule of two was in a full effect, right? Draysky said he's sending subs for the clout, right? Tizzy said TDE Lane treats the game as that annoying little cousin. I said that last night. He's a gnat. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And gang, let me just say this. Game, I have no ill feeling. Like, some people really take this stuff really to heart. They hate game for it. I find it so, it's like laughable. I'm not mad at all. And I think that's how most of the people over there feel. His crew, his circle, him. I think they're looking at it almost like, it's like most of the guys beefing with Dame Dash, how they just shake their head at him. Like, Cameron's getting mad money out here. They just shake their head at Dame Dash. I think that's what they do with the game low key. They just shake their head because you already know nothing's going to happen. So it's not like you're going to jump off the porch and da-da-da. Remember, there was rumors a couple of days ago that it was supposed to be some really straight up. He had a pen. He was going to use his pen and go. He was in the studio with Drake formulating a disc right now. Remember that? That was the rumor a couple of days ago. And then the album dropped and there's no real, you know what I mean? Let me keep this going. Black Mall in the building, he said Kendrick should do the feature and this game on the feature. Tiff said, no, I don't think they are in the studio. Listen, that would be the ultimate peace sign from Dot. That would be the ultimate show of benevolence, right? Because let's just be honest. Let's play this out, guys. Let's play this out. It gets serious. And Dot says something. He says a verse about Game. Game comes in, want to come with the 80 bars. All this shooting and killing and this, that, and the third, right? And then Dot comes back with a meet the grams type of thing. But, you know, Game going to try to do it first. He going to try to hit Dot with a meet the grams type of thing, right? And it's going to fall flat. Because it takes a certain level of skill to do that. And you can't repeat it. You can't imitate like he did with, when he dissed Eminem, he used Eminem voice against him. And he used Eminem, I think he did it over, didn't he do Stand Over, some shit like that? So you can't repeat it, right? You can't try to fake it and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I think a battle with them is going to be uneven because Dot is just too skilled. This dude Dot is a straight A student. This guy like actually did his homework. This nigga's smart. And he's going to figure out a roundabout way to come at Game in a different way that he's never faced before, right? And it's going to be a masterclass again in lyricism. It's not going to be a whole lot of blood in the crib. It's going to be some other shit that's going to make this dude be like, shit, I didn't know this nigga. It's not going to be fair fight, gang. This nigga's just too good. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Just go back and think of them Heart Part 6, Heart Part 2, Heart Part 3, that nigga. Like, go back and listen to them shits. Like, this nigga's ridiculous, dog. He's a problem. Let me get to the super chat. The Don, he said, man, the hell with the game. Everybody go check out Denzel Curry new project, Unlock 2, 0 skips. So the Don, salute, appreciate you for the super chat. The Don said Denzel Curry got no skips. No skips, guys. You piqued my interest now. I'm putting together my top 25 of 26. I'm gonna probably have to have that. I'm gonna have to have that top 25 list done. I'm gonna have to start really rounding that down by shit. I'm gonna have to start getting that together by October, November, because there's only gonna be a couple. I'm gonna have to listen to a lot of stuff. All right, and I got to see if this Game album gonna make it. We'll see how good other shit is. Game already had it written. I feel the. Diego said Game too predictable. All right. I'm way back, gang. I'm way back in the chat. Let me get down some. I think this stuff is way back. It's a lot going on. And we're not done. Girly Jock said, I'm down for new music without cloud chasing. Everybody says that. Everybody says that. Full Auto, salute Full Auto. Full Auto was in the chat last night, I believe. Said, I think his identity is so locked to a Compton, he can't like engage, you know. Fact. I mean, I'm gonna give Game credit. He's a good rapper. And I say I'm never going to take that away from him. Game is a good rapper, but Game's antics make it difficult. And everybody that used to be a Game fan says that, right? Even academics is like, I used to be the biggest Game fan, and then the antics. So you know what I mean? Even when you lose academics, right? You really doing something crazy. All right. Another thing, like I said, there's a lot of antics. Here's another antic, guys. It's just on and on and on. The Game says he likes the Jews because of Drake on the Kanye collab, guys. I can't make this shit up. This is another article. This is another thing the Game is doing right now. Just saying anything. And I told you, Game down that whole bottle of Gang. I don't never want to be this messed up. I've been this messed up before in my life too, right? I've been messed up like this mad times. But I've never took a bottle and just down the whole thing. Guys, when you see this video, you're going to feel sick because he drunk the whole thing. And we were speculating that it was water. No, this dude downed the whole bottle and it was not water. And this dude looked like he was going to die. I'm going to keep it a buck. So when you get like that, you say nonsense. So maybe when he said that this nonsense about the Jewish people, he was under the influence of something, right? Appreciate you, CNI, for running those jewels. But he said this, and Ye is cringing because Ye is trying to clean up this nonsense. He don't want you saying nothing about no Jewish people around him, mixing his name in it, nothing. Because when they went, like I keep telling you, when they went to in Florida, when who was it? What's homeboy name? I got all of them right. Myron, right? Sneeko, right? I don't know how to pronounce the other dude's name, begin with a C, and one more of them dudes. All of them is awful people. They played Hell Hitler in their limo, right? They played Hell Hitler in their limo, and they decided to go live while they were doing it. They were streaming, and they went and played it. Then they were feeling themselves, so they went in the club and played it in there. Went viral. People started going, "Are you insane? How dare you?" Da da da. This is racist. Da da. So within hours, they were banned from every club in Florida or Miami. Let's say that, and they were getting a lot of backlash. So they all joined hands together and pointed at Sneeko and said it was him. Meanwhile, Kanye was pissed at Sneeko because that's his man. He was like, "Gang, I'm trying to reverse my image, and you're going to bring this song back up." Right? So at that moment when they played that song, he was livid. So now I know for a fact he did the apology in the Wall Street Journal. It's working because a lot of the shows are going through that. Everything's a go now. A lot of the shows, LA, this, that, and the third. He gets the shows. Some of them get canceled, but a lot of them are working. Before, he wouldn't even have got those shows through. He wouldn't even have been able to perform. He wasn't able to perform in the U.S. or Europe before the apology. Now he's back. He can do shows, da da da. So I know he don't want to hear this from the Game. He don't want to hear nothing but he likes the Jews because of Drake and Kanye. So let me read this article. The Game says he likes the Jews because of Drake on the Kanye collab. He raised his eyebrows on his new album, and with very little notice, the Game came through with its 11th studio album, The Documentary 3. Just like that, it's the one thing that everyone is talking about in hip-hop, overshadowing several major releases that dropped this morning. But of course, which is like Rhapsody and Denzel Curry, right? It's overshadowing it too for now. For now, it is. All right. I saw a couple people I like. It's Stutter. So I gave you my review. I said C minus. All right. So let me continue. C minus is passing, gang. Do you know that they're changing, guys? I cannot make this up. They are changing the way kids get the grades now. They're not giving them in some of these schools. They're not giving them A, B, C, D, E no more, or F. They said it's too traumatic. They're going to make it pass or fail. I just read that couple days ago. They're going to say you're not getting A's and B's and C's no more. You either passed or you failed. You talk about coddling, gang. There's that right there is coddling. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But let me stay focused. Just a little tidbit. All right. Just like that, it's one thing that everyone is talking about in hip hop, blah, blah, blah. The project's most talked about moments rely on recent drama, along with hip hop alliances and allegiances, namely those related to Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef. Drake, of course, appears on the project too, but references to his name are scattered throughout the project, even some with the wildest context. Take 40 Nights. Now, gang, 40 Nights is the song I told you. I froze. 40 Nights, take 40 Nights for a minute and listen to that one. That record, that beat is fire. And I think Kanye made that beat. You know I'm not a Kanye guy by no stretch of the imagination, but that beat, I think 40 Nights is a good song. All right. I can't, I wanna say it ain't, but it ain't, but it is. All right. But he says some wild stuff on that record. 40 Nights with Kanye West and Mike Keys, for example, the song contains some particularly questionable bars related to Ye's anti-Semitic comments and his appreciation for Drake. Gang, you gotta hear this. Quote, last year, Ye said we mad at the Jews. I said, what that mean? We ain't getting no more shoes? Drake half Jewish. I like the Jews. Not all of them, but most of them is cool. This is what YouTube algorithm, before you zap me, that's not me, that's the game. That is, I'm quoting lyrics from a song that the game said, right? Mary Brown is tired of the coddling. Make him get D's and E's, F's. Don't tell him pass and fail, right? Full auto running the jewels. And hopefully I got to that last super chat. Hopefully I got to it, right? Tanya 45096 said, my mother's best friend was an alcoholic and she could down a bottle just like that. That was alcohol. I knew a girl like that. Gang, listen, back in the 90s, there was this girl. She used to mess with my brother. And she, I swear to God, she looked like Charlie Baltimore. And I never saw this girl sober. Ever. Never. She staggered, dragging, smelling like Bacardi, bragging. Like, listen, this girl was never, ever sober. And she would down the bottles like that. But that's when you got a problem, guys. When you take a bottle to your head, you got an actual problem. Okay? You really got a problem, guys. But this thing with Kanye saying this, Game saying this is bad. This is bad. He said I don't like all of them, but most of them is cool. Needless to say, the bars ultimately turned a few heads online. One user joked, quote, Drake's his ghostwriter? I didn't know they swapped notes in class. Right? I know that Kanye, I'm gonna tell you, Kanye might didn't even hear the song. He might have sent them the verse, moved on with his life. I'm sure Kanye did not hear the bars until that thing came out. 2K said F minus. 2K said, nah, Charles, not C minus, is an F minus. That thing failed. It failed. You're going to get a fail. No pass, no, just get a fail. Right? Homebody said, didn't Trump say, I like the blacks? Trump said so much wild stuff, gang. After a while, he say so much, you can't even get mad at him because it's like, I was just trying to get mad the last thing. He said something else, and he really say something tomorrow. So it's like, you just stop listening, gang. It's like, I can't keep doing it, right? Karen said, Simple Simon raps. Okay. Mary Brown said, not a fan of Ye. Not my cup of tea. Storm Randall in the building. Purple Haze in the building. Miss Diva said, that sounds like terrible, childish rapping. Okay. Let me see what Miss Hummus said. I just found out what the hell happened. Crazy work. Yeah, it was crazy, Miss Hummus. But you know, you live and learn, right? It never happened again. I told everybody in the video, I said, listen, I'm not gonna keep dragging the replay gang to these different lives and podcasts. First of all, I'm not going to be doing none of that for a while anyway. But the next one I tell y'all to go to is going to be legit. I'm going to know everybody that's coming in and coming out, right? It is what it is. For Auto say, I'm going to be the official, unofficial spokesperson in the chat for Black Yeti. LOL, I'm ordering again in a few days. Throw some business. Y'all, that's for real. No Delta 8 bullshit. There it is, black-yeti.com. So that right there is another thing, and yet another antic, right? The game in Kanye West. Okay, what's interesting is that it rehashes the controversy that Ye has been evidently trying to distance himself from since the beginning of the year. Ahead of the release of Bully, Kanye shared an open letter in the Wall Street Journal apologizing for his anti-Semitic comments and the offensive remarks made toward the Black community. It's unclear when this song was recorded, but the game was among those who stood by Kanye's side during the past few years of controversy. The two locked in together on Easy, right? Easy, which peaked at 49 on the Billboard. And Kanye and Game Gang, let me just remind you why they pissed me off, because what happened, they came at Mrs. Beyonce mom. Somebody in the chat tell me Beyonce's mom name. Was it hold on, I almost got it. Knowles, something like that. What's Beyonce? They came at Mrs. Beyonce and they dissed her. Kanye and Game last year, I did a whole video on it. They called her something crazy. They said a nice little awful line about her, right? And I was like, gang, y'all doing too much, right? I can't remember her name, but they did. I did a video on it. They used her in a bar. The line was awful. And it was just for no reason. Tina knows. Thank you, your music diva. They dismissed Tina Knowles. No reason, guys. No reason. I was like, why? It was random as hell, right? They dissed Tina Knowles. Kanye and Game. So when these two get together, it's going to be some foolery. I don't even remember what they said. I just remember them dissing her. I was like, why? Why? It's unnecessary. All right. Replay Gang was catching the phase last night. Nah, y'all was holding it down. Y'all was killing it. I'm be honest. Y'all was making the comment section so crazy they wasn't even reading y'all comments. We was live in there, gang. It was embarrassing. I felt bad for them because they was talking about niggas headline and everything. It was crazy. So y'all went nuts. We was in there for real. Just as it got later, they started to come in and da da da. And toward the end of the 3 hours, it was owls, gang. It was owls through the whole shit. Full Auto running the jewels, right? Full Auto Grid, go back to work. Appreciate you locking in. Full Auto always showing support. Tripe the Crip said the beat was fire though. I don't know which song you're talking about. Maybe it was the song Dissertina Knows. I don't know. All right. Clean Black Sneaker said they are cowards. When they get together, gang, you never know what these fools gonna say or do. All right. But doesn't stop there, gang. Before we get out of here, I know you guys just brought up the AZ Chike. So let's get the deets on that. Let's figure out what's going on with AZ Chike in the game. Because you guys said that he was pulled off or he pulled himself off the album. Let's get to it. Right? And if you guys don't know who AZ Chike is, he is on GNX. Which to me, gang, I think even that is a little bit another dig, getting guys that's on GNX to rap on his thing. You can say, oh, he's unifying LA. To me, it looked like, here we go. It's still more, you know what I mean? We still doing this little mind game thing, this, that, and the third. All right? So let me read this, because AZ Chike is more so Team Kendrick than he is Team The Game. And there is some controversy with that record that The Game just dropped. And let's read it and talk about it. AZ Chike is heavily trending alongside The Game following the release of the Documentary 3 album, sparked by a heated public call out from music executive Whack 100. The album controversy, the original collaboration, AZ Chike, he was originally featured alongside YG and Lefty Gunplay on The Game's track, That Part, produced by Mike and Keys. Following the album's release, The original version of the song was allegedly pulled from streaming services. It was subsequently re-released under a slightly altered title. That part with AZ Chike's verse completely removed and replaced by the artist Mark Lux. So I don't know if he had Mark Lux on deck just in case, or he ran him in the studio, said, "Go spit that verse now, go get in there." Right? I don't know if they already recorded it or he did it after they had to pull it, but somehow, some way, that song got pulled. AZ Chike was allegedly not having it. Let me finish. The game's manager, Whack 100, publicly blasted AZ Chike on social media. He alleged that AZ Chike demanded his own song be pulled from the documentary 3 to show loyalty to Kendrick Lamar, specifically because the album features a highly anticipated collaboration with Kendrick's rival. Gang, let me just say this. That song probably was old, right? It probably was old. Sometimes you gotta show loyalty, right? Now, let me also say this. It's sad that we're in that space of hip hop where that needs to be done, right? We got to figure something out because it's getting crazy where we used to be, okay, all right, you can beef with him, you beef with him, we can still make music. Now it's just like, we can't even make music no more because it's getting so ridiculous. It's getting crazy. And it's a lot of stuff going on that make it crazy. Game is doing too much antics. If we can narrow down and drop all the nonsense, like all of it, right? If dudes got beef, they battle, it's it. Like it got to extend and go on, and now we taking shots at Game doing all this nonsense. It's like nobody wants to be affiliated with that. Nobody wants to be affiliated. That song is probably old, and he probably been had it. But then after all his antics, homeboy was like, "You can't use my record." It is what it is, and he's showing loyalty. Right now, you got to show loyalty. Back then, you ain't have to. Now you have to, because that stuff permeates. Just like when they did the record Too Hard for the Radio, right? And I get it. They're going to say, if Richie was in, he'd be like, well, that's the Bay. LA is not the Bay. But the people from the Bay, they did the music for Drake, and it's not. And Drake fans hate to hear that. Oh, they can't make money. They're supposed to let them. They're supposed to pass the record and pass up money. Well, put it like this: it's a California record. Drake did. They gave him the beat, and it's supposed to be a Cali record, right? But it's really only to take digs at Dot. It's taking digs at Dot on there and other people. But they're from that West Coast. They're from the West Coast lineage. So it should have been a little bit of unity. But they're not looking at it like that. They're like, we don't care about that. We like Drake, right? And we want to get this record out to get our name out there. So I said, we're going to see what happened on the West Coast. But there's some West Coast guys that did a song with Drake who is Dot's enemy. Allegedly. I mean, not allegedly, but I don't know if enemy is the right word, but they're at odds. Let's put it like that. And end of the day, to me, it's like there should kind of be some unity. I personally wouldn't have did it for no amount of money. But that's why they call me a hater, right? Personally, me, I wouldn't have gave him the record. But they're looking at it like, no, that's Mac Dre. That's he's paying homage. I don't think he's paying homage. I think he's doing it spitefully. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I personally wouldn't have done it. And if I'm AZ Chike, I would have took it off. But at the end of the day, the game is making it impossible to not take it off. You know what I mean? It's like, this is where we are. That's how sad it is right now. You gotta take it off because the allegiances, you gotta show your alliance to people now because other guys are so thirsty for the attention that they want to make it tough to work with them. That's where it's at with this, right? L.A. Maurice said the beef is manufactured. Diego said he pimping it. Lady Astrion said this situation has been weirder than it needs to be. There's a bigger picture. Protect the culture. All right. So like I said, there's a lot of antics, a lot of nonsense. Your boy went after Adrian Browner for disrespecting Brandy. I think Adrian Browner is low-key losing his mind. They said if he keeps drinking, the doctor said he only has a few months of that. So Adrian Browner, the doctor allegedly, now I've learned that these people, they say they make up anything. But allegedly Adrian Browner was told by his doctor, well, the doctors allegedly told Dean the Great that if Adrian Bronner keeps drinking, he's gonna die soon, right? Now, with that being said, the game approached Adrian Bronner about stepping to Brandy because Brandy came to the house. She was very cordial with everybody. She spoke to Adrian Bronner. Then she walked past him. Then when she started talking to everybody else, Adrian Bronner goes, "That's kind of foul. You ain't speak to me when you came in." She like, "What's going on? I spoke to you. I literally spoke to you first, right?" So he got a little saucy with her and game checked him when he saw him. Now, at that same incident, and this is where we get to this last thing, Game was chilling with Adrian Bronner and Dean the Great, which I thought Adrian Bronner was supposed to be getting back in fight shape, right? Remember that? He wasn't gonna drink no more. He's done with it. He's gonna get a fight again. He's gonna get back in the ring. This, down the third. Well, I think he's still drinking because last time I saw him, he's drunk again. And him and Dean the Great every other day about to fight. So I'm about to show you a video, right? Because you got to see this to believe it. This guy, this is how far the antics go with the game. This is how far it goes. This guy is folded over after downing an entire, I don't know if it's a pint. I don't know what it is. But once again, at the last minute, we see the game do something ridiculous. Right? He do something ridiculous, and here we are. Let me get this going. Because this is still the antics that I'm talking about. We're still catching them. It's still a problem. Let me slide this out the way. Hold on, gang. Hold on. All right, let me slide this out the way. See what's going on in the chat. This game shit acting crazy. He said the game hanging with streamers too. Yes, he's definitely hanging with streamers. He's still doing that. We're having a whole antic-driven thing, and I think the streamers is the last straw. I think the streamers, this shit great freeze my shit up. This thing, the streamers is the last straw. I think we're seeing a guy spiraling pretty much at the end of his rope. We don't even need this video game. The way this shit happen, the way this bullshit acting. They don't want me to show it. I think they like, nah, we don't want to see it. I think the program is like, we're not showing that shit, my guy. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So let me get back in, because this shit bugging. This shit is 100% bugging. Let's try it one more time. I think it's just ridiculous. He said the game downed another bottle of Drink Champs. It was blue. Yeah, he did it. He did it 3 times now. I think dude is I think he's in real trouble. I think we're about to see him really. I think what's going on with the game is I think he's depressed. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think he's depressed. I can't even show this video. I'm not even gonna show it. It is what it is. I think it's dumb anyway. So I'm not even gonna show it. This shit froze and all kind of bullshit. So end of the day, man, it's just these antics. We still there. I think we still getting. It's almost childish at this point. I was gonna show you this to culminate how ridiculous this thing is turning with this guy to a point where he is a 100% alcoholic. I think he's going through something mentally. And I think what's going on is he's trying to find himself out of the funk that he's in. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think the game is in a funk. I think where he's at in life, he's not really happy with it. And I think what he's trying to show us is he wants a change. Like, I think he's at the end of his rope. Because I was going to show you the video to see how, to show you how bad he is. He's down. He's down on his knees. He's falling, staggering, throwing up. It is. And you don't see him throwing up, but they show him down the bottle, and then he's just trying to talk. I think Game is in a real bad place. That's what the video really shows you. It shows you that Game is in a really precarious situation where I don't know if this rapping stuff might not be enough for him. I think that he's crying for help. And if you listen to the album, you can hear the crying for help on the song. The song that I just said was a good record, Meet the Parents. I think that's the song where he's literally crying for help. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So, end of the day, right? Lloyd said, I think you content creators give him more attention than he deserves, right? We talk about all things hip hop. And he's a big deal right now because he's the loudest. He got a lot of features, right? Once upon a time, Drake and Kanye being on your album would be the biggest thing in hip hop. Drake and Kanye at the same time on your album, and Snoop. So that would literally be the biggest thing in hip hop. Let's be honest. So we kind of gotta talk about it, right? We kind of gotta talk about it. So I can't say we're giving him too much attention. We're just talking about a hip hop project. Clean Black Sneaker said alcohol poisoning. Gang, I'm gonna tell you, I was gonna show you that video. This dude literally had alcohol poisoning. He literally looked like he was like a few minutes from like just dying, gang. Just dying. It looked crazy. And Sherry Ann said, Ye is on it, gross. Yes, he's on there. He's changing his image. I told you, Sherry, I gave up. I've been trying, I gave up. I gave up. I've been just reporting on Kanye for the last 2 years, and they getting less and less. They getting desensitized to it. They don't even care. They don't care no more, guys. They could care less about talking negatively about Kanye. People have made their mind up that it don't matter anymore. They don't care. They don't care, right? Storm Randall said, that's what I'm thinking. We are noticing. All right. And Clean said, this is what's worth talking about. And Jonathan is right. Kanye is on 2 songs. He is on that Meet the Parents, and he's on, where's the other one? Because I heard him on both songs. He's also on, what's the other song? I think one of them is just his voice. They don't credit him. I think he's on, he's only credited on 40 Nights, but I think he's on maybe The Life, one of those songs. He's on something else. I don't think he's credited on the second one. It's just he's on it because you know his voice. All right. Cat Williams said Game's album is like the Sheen version of G and X. And we know how Sheen stuff get down. All right. Your Music Diva said Game looked horrible at that versus. I didn't watch, guys. I told you guys the next day. I said, guys, I didn't watch it. I saw the after effects. I saw clips, this, that, and the third. It seemed like it devolved. It seemed like they said it turned into one big party on stage, and it sounded like it. He was a full mess by the end because he downed that bottle like you see in that picture, and he was a full mess by the time that show was over. So I didn't watch it. I'm finding it hard, gang, and I know it's like, you know what, your black card's in question at some point, but I'm not really tuning into these verses like that. Just gonna keep it a buck. I didn't watch Donnell Jones last night. Donnell Jones and who was it? Donnell and who, guys? I didn't watch it, guys. I'm sorry. I know. you know, I know my black card is in jeopardy. I haven't watched quite a few of them. A lot of them I'm just not watching. I wish I could say I was, but and I'm sure the Donnell Jones, I heard I heard he did his thing, right? Who was Donnell Jones battling in verses last night, guys? I can't remember, but I heard he did his thing. All right. Snarky T said I never gave Game a real listen. I didn't like him from the jump. Game been doing the antics since G Unit days. Now I do have to give him his credit. He did go toe to toe 50 Cent. He was one of the first people to do it when all that stuff about going viral stuff first happened. Using the internet to win battles, they was one of the first ones to do it, and he was one of the first people to actually go to 50 Cent, because 50 Cent was just destroying people at that time. And Game, everybody thought he was going to lose, and he held his own. So we do got to say that, but then it just devolved downhill from there. No Handle said I was wondering if it was all an act. I think you're talking about when he was drunk on the verses. Asa Boves said good on Chike. Doesn't he have something dropping soon? Yes, he does. Joe, it was Joe and Donnell Jones, right? Rico said Joe. No Handle said Joe was fire. DJ Stan said, Charles, you should have watched Joe and Donnell Jones. Okay, so I can watch it today. I mean, tomorrow. I can put it on Sunday and watch it. I got to listen to Rhapsody. I got to listen to Denzel Washington. I mean, Denzel Curry, and I gotta watch Joe and Donnell Jones. All right. Sherry Ann said I watched the Tyrese one and a few songs after. I didn't have time to watch it all. 50 and Game, I think Game would do a versus. He definitely would do a versus with 50. 50 would not do it, but Game 100%. Whole time, Charles, you could be Donnell Jones' brother. Gang, I've been hearing that my entire life. Ever since Donnell Jones came out, they were saying you look like Donnell Jones. And homeboy from New Edition, BBD. They say I look like Donnell Jones, right? And Biv from was it Ricky? I mean Michael Bivens. It's Donnell Jones and Michael Bivens. I've been getting that my whole life. My whole life, right? All right, gang, that's about it. Ain't really nothing else to talk about. It's just a whole lot of nonsense and chaos with this thing. A lot of light disses. I gave the joint a C minus. I'm sure a lot of people think it's better than the C minus. Some people are gonna look at that as disrespectful, but I felt like it kind of revisited a lot of stuff we've already heard Game revisit, and I felt like he could have worked better or harder to make it more. I don't know, just a little bit different, and took some of the stuff off. Just keep it a buck. When it was good, it was really good, and when it wasn't, and that's just it is what it is. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm just saying it's okay. It's okay. It got some joints, a few joints I would listen to again, but for the most part, solid album. It's okay. How about that? Hey Charles, I don't like how them boys tried to gang up on you yesterday. Me either. Lloyd Price, salute you for the super chat. Jay and Dot gonna set all this nonsense straight, right? Stone Randall said he can't look like you. Well, yeah, how about that? How about they look like me? How about that? For all that, right? It's a fail. Two Keys been standing on business for an hour straight. Not feeling the game, not changing the stance. It is what it is. She said, you know it's trash. You ain't got to lie. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. No Handle said, check out Rhapsody and Denzel Curry instead. Dead ass. All right. Let me see. Disrespectful. So we just supposed to bend the knee and keep our mouth open for Game like LA do. No, thank you. Okay. All right. So CNI in the building said, yo, bro, I'm glad you handled your business last night, Charles. And shout out to the chat. Guys, I'm going to step out of here. I think it ain't nothing else to really talk about with the game. Black-Yeti.com. Head over to my guys, right? Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Okay, tap in, lock in. Football season coming too, guys. Y'all got to be ready. My new shirts. A lot of you been buying these shirts. I'm seeing the I'm seeing the shirt purchases and it's not just shirts. You buying hats and mugs and this, that, and the third. All right. And I got done deal. I got your picture. I'm gonna post it tomorrow. If you buy the merch and you want me to post your picture on my socials, just send it to me. But I get it. Most people don't want, they're not looking for all that, so it is what it is. I don't mind that you don't send it to me. I'm not like forcing nobody. But if you want me to post it, send it to me, I will. Send it to the what show at gmail.com or just one of my socials. Just put it in the thing. I'll eventually get around to it. All right. Last but not least, addition by subtraction. 4 Hours the biological nerd. I'm sorry, 4 Hours the ugly professor. He is the biological nerd too, but his name on this record is the ugly professor. I got some songs on here. Quite a few other artists got some songs on there. I need you to tap in on any social media platform. Addition by subtraction, lock in. It's not for suckers. It's some real boom bap, backpack hip hop. It is hardcore rapping, right? Gets a little spicy. So lock in. Let me know what you think. All right. And I'm about to get out of here. I think that's about it. Nothing else to be said. I'll be back tomorrow with some more this, that, and the third. Oh, and the intro song for the morning show is on that album, The 4 Hours Biological Nerd. For the people who've been wanting to hear the full record. Gang, I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Diego, CNI, Rico, Clean Black Sneaks, Snarky Tees, Crown J, Girly Jock, Karen, right? Bethany, Storm Randall, Holly Rod, Superfly. We just had the whole replay gang in here. Worthy Juan was in there last night. Worthy Juan said, Charles, this ain't it. Worthy Juan said, Charles, this is not it. I saw the comments. I said, it is what it is at this point. I'm just a loyal dude, man. If you tell me to go, I'm going to go. And I'm not going to leave the shit early. I'm going to try to stay as long as I can. That shit was 3 hours. I sat there and did it. But going forward, guys, nope. You're not going to get Charles with the okey doke, no banana in the tailpipe, none of that goofy shit. First of all, you're going to have a lot of questions to answer for me to even get on anything. I'm not going to these podcasts anyway. So it's going to take a lot to get me there, gang. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I'm not sending a replay gang out to get into these arguments with these goofballs ever again, guys. It is what it is. All right? So listen, guys, I appreciate you tapping in. I'm out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join the team and throw assist pass easily.
Hold up. I know. To the people still here, your boy DeFran just went live, gang. And the title is I Set Up Charles Brown. So I'm going to head over there into his chat and see what's going on. All right. Just to let y'all know, I'm heading over there and see what it is. And that's it, guys.